Aloha, my name is Haley Wilcher. I'm the horticulture assistant here at the NTBG South Shore Gardens. Wiliwili tends to grow in very harsh environments, so places from the coast up to the dry forest regions based on the island. Kauai, it tends to be more on the coast. Another amazing thing about wiliwili is that it's a nitrogen fixer, so it's able to pull nitrogen from the air as well as the surrounding soil and put it back into the earth, and that'll benefit the surrounding plants around it. Another amazing thing too about wiliwili is that the seeds and flowers were both used in lei traditionally. One more thing is that the wood is extremely light, so it was actually used and carved into surfboards for wahine. You do want to make sure that you don't overwater it at all when it's in the pot. It's a little bit more sensitive, so you want that soil to be very dry, picking up the pot, and it's really light. If anything, you would maybe wait until the leaves start to wilt a little bit, and then that's a really good indicator it's time to water. And then when you are ready, you do want to go ahead and find an area that is very well sun exposed. And then even the soil, you can find an area that's pretty like clay or rocky. Poor soil is probably more ideal just because it's a nitrogen fixer. It doesn't need all that additional nitrogen and mulch or compost that you may think most plants need. It actually thrives better in harsh environments, and it's able to do the magic of working that nitrogen. So wiliwili does grow to be a fairly big tree, and it grows really fast. So you probably get a full-grown tree within 10 years or so, and in that case you really want to make sure and plan ahead on where you plant it. So if you have a house or a structure, go maybe like 20 to 25 feet away, just so you know that when the canopy gets really full, it won't encroach on that home at all. So being a coastal dry forest plant, they just love that good sunlight. So when you do pick an area, make sure that you find an area that has very good sun exposure. If anything, maybe just early morning shade or afternoon shade if you don't have a full sun exposed spot. But it's definitely a plant where there's a full sun, bad soil area, and that's going to be your spot that you can go ahead and plant these guys. Since wiliwili is very drought tolerant, you do not want to overwater it at all. When you first put it into the ground, you maybe want to water it once to twice a week, depending on where you are. You just want that soil to dry up a lot. If you're in wetter environments, you may not need to water it at all. If anything, maybe every other week. So this is a beautiful mature wiliwili that's been doing so good. This one is probably around 15 to 20 years old, and after your tree gets established into the ground and it's taking off really well, you can almost lower down your watering rates. So at that point, you may not even need to water it at all, and just kind of let it take off from there. Unlike a lot of trees in Hawaii, the wiliwili can be deciduous, so meaning that it will drop its leaves once a year. So don't freak out if all of your leaves just drop off your tree at once, but it's mainly an energy resource for the flowers. You'll see the leaves drop a lot right as the flower buds are coming out. So again, don't freak out. It's okay if your wiliwili drops leaves.